Today, we are going to talk about the top 3 things that you need for creating a sustainable and profitable soul-aligned business. You can see how important this topic is, because if you are not soul aligned, then you're going to feel hardship in your business. And if you're doing incorrect things, you are going to feel overwhelmed and pressured and all that, instead of actually feeling good in your business. So today we're talking about the top 3 things that you need to do in your business in order for it to be soul aligned and for you to have the type of experience in it that you are looking to have. Okay, so if you're watching me live, let me know, say hi. And if you're watching me on replay, #replay, so that I know you've been here. All right, so top 3 things that you need to help you create a sustainable and profitable soul-aligned business. We try so hard, and a lot of times it's not the type of experience that we want, even though we kind of have something we're looking for beginning to happen. Like maybe in your business, you had your 10K months, like awesome, right? Like you actually generated the income, you signed a couple of clients, you had your 10K months, you're so proud of yourself. It's great. It's totally awesome. Then maybe you didn't have a next month that great. Or maybe you had a couple of really good months and then suddenly whoop, the energy went down. And then you started to feel bad. You started to feel scared, right? You're noticing this dry spell and you're thinking, oh my God, what am I doing wrong, right? Put a 1 in the comments if that's your experience. Like when things worked out and you were on this high, like, yes, I signed these clients and it's awesome and I know what I'm doing and I'm an expert and they're having great results and I'm just loving my life and my business. And then you're having a dry spell and all this fear and worry comes up. So put in the comments, like if you are in the up phase right now in your business, or if you're noticing you're having a dry spell there. So this is when you might start to falter in your inner commitment, and you start to feel all this worry and pressure and like, oh my God, something is not happening. And this pressure is definitely not what you sign up for in your business, right? Like that was not the reason you started, not so that you can, worry day and night about, oh my God, why is it not working? How am I going to get a next client? Or, is my program good enough? And all this stuff. So even though you kind of proven to yourself that you can do it, right? Because you signed your clients, because you had a really good month, even though you kind of showed yourself that you're capable and that you're really good at what you do, you're starting this internal wobble with all the doubts because of the pressure. And this is kind of like the cycle of not enoughness fears. Right? Once it starts snowballing, it's much harder to stop than to readjust at the beginning, right? So if you didn't catch that moment at the very start when you started to look at your situation from the lens of scarcity, and instead you just kind of believed it and went with it like, oh, it's not working. What if it's me? What if something is wrong? What am I missing? It's a cycle of not enoughness. I don't have, how do I get? So put a 2 in the comments if that happens to be your experience, at least sometimes. That is the energy that no matter what level of your business, you might be only generating 2,000-3,000 a month, you might be at 5K months and sometimes having 10K months, you could be already generating more than 10,000 a month, but then every time something is happening that's not quite working to the way you would have liked it to, this energy of not enoughness, like a cycle, begins with all the doubts sort of being emotionally recycled in your system. That happens especially when you're trying to get to the next level in your business. So as soon as like you created a bigger plan, you created like, yes, I'm going for this, and then vroom, everything goes down. And this is almost like, how dare I even imagine this amazing thing that I wanted? So that's the not enoughness emotional cycle. And this is where we start looking at like what's wrong. So you might be finding yourself in that place. What am I missing? What am I not doing? And then you just feel more stressed. So instead of helping you to step out of that not enoughness so that you can create the type of abundance you actually wanted in your business, you kind of end up falling like a snowball more and more and more into it, right? And worst of all, you start doubting if this consistent 10K months experience that you were looking for is even possible for you. You start doubting like if you can even stay motivated enough to continue, like to keep going in the direction that you wanted. Maybe you were wrong to have this bigger vision. Maybe you were wrong to go for it thinking, well, okay, well, others do it, I can do it. And then you had like beginner's luck and it worked. And then you sort of freaked out that it's not working. All these doubts, that's the snowballing of this not enoughness. This sucks. When this happens, it's like the worst possible experience, because in your being, it actually kills that internal drive that propelled you forward in the first place. Something that was from your soul. So if we're talking about a soul-aligned business, that means it's the voice of your soul. It's your soul work that you are doing in your business. So if you are spiritual coach, if you're a personal transformation expert, if you're a healing expert of some sort, whatever it is you do, you might be totally awesome in what you do. But if that internal motivation is getting lost every time your emotional wave goes down because something in your external reality is not showing you whatever you want to see, that becomes then a form of self-sabotage in you being able to create the very dream that you originally had. So it feels very confusing. Like, why is it that, it worked last month and it's not working this month? Why is it that the same strategy created like such a great amount of comments and interaction on my post or the video, and then lots of people, inquired about my services, and now I'm doing something very similar and nothing happens? So that confusion, this is what then leads to this internal fear coming up and doubting everything because of the original assumption that it should all just be smooth. And this is where there's a fear about self-worth. Maybe I'm not worthy. Maybe it's not even like meant to be my thing. So in your heart of hearts, you kind of know that it's meant to be your thing. You kind of know that this is what you sign up for. You have the audacity to go for the big thing. And you did. But then as soon as it didn't work out, that wobble starts happening about, oh, but maybe I was wrong. Oh, but who am I to? And so on. That is the cycle of not enoughness that then sabotages that soul-aligned business that you want to create, that is profitable, that is actually sustainable for you. So this is also where we start doubting our capacity to create something because we're so afraid it will drain us. And this a lot of times is subconscious. Like you might think from your regular personality, like from your ego that, well, of course I want it. I want, 20 clients and I want, 10K months and 20K months. And yes, I want it all. But if you are so stressed about how to make it happen, if you constantly in this moment of either, oh my God, everything is amazing, then down to total self-doubt and I have no idea what I'm doing, then, oh my God, I am an expert, and then down to I'm total imposter, I don't know what I'm doing. Like this constant up and down thing within your being, that leads to a lot of internal stress. It's an energy drain. So because of that, your system is essentially saying like, well, hey, I'm already this drained and you want me to what? To expand, to do something bigger, to up level? Like I can barely handle this. So our mind, our ego personality thinks that, well, of course I can handle this and more and everything else. But unfortunately, universe does not speak English. So universe isn't going to be responding to whatever it is we're mentally saying. It will only be responding to the type of energy that we're broadcasting. So if you're broadcasting energy that I'm already full, I just like barely am handling what I got because I'm so worried about myself, about my ability, about what I can do, my capacity, and what if it happens, what if it doesn't, and what I'm missing, and all of that, then this is what your internal space is occupied with. Not the vision, not the soul-aligned amazing drive that says, hey girl, go for this, but all this other stuff. So when that happens, we end up not creating the thing we want. We're essentially miscreating from the quantum field by putting incorrect energy forward. So there are two biggest misconceptions here that I think are absolutely required to address and to internally shift in order to have the soul-aligned business that you are looking to have. So first, most common misconception is that business should be easy. And if it's not easy, that somehow, you're not doing it right. So it should be totally easy. Like you showed up, you did it. If you have like great offer, if you know what you're doing, it should just all work. And if you figured out your message, awesome. Like you gotta just go and do. And especially if it did work and you did have your 10K months or more or whatever, then, if it's not easy, then you must be doing it wrong somehow. That is so not true, and all that does, it creates this internal feeling of guilt, like somehow it's your fault that it's not easy. Somehow every time you feel bad or you feel scared or you feel uncertain, that there's something wrong, like as if you're supposed to feel certain and totally, on all the time. That is so not true. That is a misconception that is actually sabotaging our success if we believe it. So another misconception, the second one that I wanted to bring up, is that you should look for a better strategy to fix whatever's not working as soon as it's not working. Like push and hustle and just do something more as soon as you notice things are not working, because you want to like nip it at the bud. You want to like change it right away as soon as it's not working. That is also a big problem energetically in the business, because it leads to putting more pressure on you while amplifying all this not good enoughness within you. If you every time give up the strategy that you already have as soon as something is not working the way you would like, and instead look for something new, all it leads is to more marketing activities, more doing, posting, commenting, networking, talking, more studying, more certifications, more something. But what's the drive behind it? Fear and not enoughness. It's not a soul-aligned drive, which means it's not going to result in the very thing that you're looking for it to resolve. It's not going to happen. So those are the two things that very much needed to look at in how you are looking at your business. Like, are you thinking that it should be easy if you're doing it right? So put a 3 in the comments if you believe that. Because if you do, that's a form of self-sabotage. So every time it's not easy, you're going to start to feel that you're not doing it right. Or do you, or maybe think that every time something's not working, you must fix it immediately by a different strategy or learning something or pushing harder or doing more, because you must be not doing something. So you might be that type of a person. So put a 4 in the comments if that's your thing. Because that's another way of sabotaging that internal alignment, making your business actually feel right to you. And instead, it becomes all about hardship and pressure. Okay? So both of those beliefs are highly detrimental for your business. And over 20 years, I've been working with clients, and I can tell you this, that business is not meant to be easy. It's just not. If you have a correct strategy and it's aligned with your soul overall vision, and it's consistently executed in your business correctly, that strategy, and you know how to handle the internal energetics of your emotions and whatever else comes up, that's what then creates ease and flow. So I'm a business coach. For the ones of you who don't know me, I'm Eugenia Oganova, and I'm Wealth Energetics Business and Marketing Coach. But I'm not a typical coach. So it's not just about business and strategy. It's about how to make that fit you. That's what I actually focus on the most. This is like literally what I do with my clients. So that's why I'm saying that it's a lie when people tell you business should be easy. It's not easy. And anybody who runs a profitable business for many years will tell you there are plenty of moments that don't feel easy. But there is ease and flow if you're doing it correctly, which involves correct strategy, sustainable application of that strategy, which involves how you're handling your internal dynamics and so on. And another thing is that the cookie cutter type of strategies are not gonna fix if something feels hard. If you're constantly in this pressure and you sort of like looking for some strategy that's out there on the internet and you utilizing it almost like a band-aid so that it takes the pressure off or that it doesn't feel bad because you did something, that's not actually going to change anything in your business. So as someone who's been working with clients for over 20 years, this is the main thing that I see. Your ease and flow, your profitability in your business is directly dependent on how you are able to handle internal emotional periods of darkness. So your emotional wave goes up, you're feeling awesome and everything great. Your emotional wave goes down and you're suddenly feeling like total crap. Then it goes up again and everything is great. Then it goes down and you're feeling bad again and all self-doubt and not enoughness. Not knowing how to handle that thing is pretty much the primary form of self-sabotage, why businesses give up, why they fall apart, why they don't work. What makes it so hard, what gives us all this pressure and something that we really don't like because it feels like we're forcing ourselves to do it, obligation energy, is because there's no mastery in handling these emotional waves. So that is an internal component of your business that is actually personal mastery piece that is absolutely essential, in addition to strategy, of course, and marketing and messaging and positioning and all of that. But this internal piece of handling your inner periods of darkness correctly, so instead of looking for a magic bullet out there, actually mastering how you are able to love yourself through a difficult moment, how you are able to see that difficult moment from the correct self-empowering perspective. That is the key to that ease and flow. So when you have a strategy in your business that is aligned to your unique soul design, to how you made in this lifetime, and when you know how to handle this internal periods of darkness, your emotional waves, then you fully show up in your soul expertise. This is where your soul drive kicks in and you are able to sustain your business. This is when you're really being yourself. And this is when you can get paid well for doing your soul work because you're using and applying your energy correctly. You're plugging in all the leaks of energy that happen when we're constantly in a worry and fear and not enoughness. So, by the way, this is literally what I do with my clients is we look at like, okay, you had great months here, you didn't have great months here. Let's look at what's not sustainable. Let's clean it up. Let's find what aligns with your soul design so that you only do what actually works for you. And let's find a way to dig into these not enoughness moments that show up and adjust it within your perception so that you become skillful at consistently maintaining your frequency at the specific level that then helps you create that amazing flow in your business that feels good and is profitable. Okay, so here are the 3 top things that I promised you for creating sustainable and profitable soul-aligned business. Number 1 is strategy that is aligned to your unique soul design. Something that works for you, not some cookie cutter idea. 2, self-mastery. This is what helps you handle these emotional waves that come up in anybody's life. So know what to do with them correctly so that they don't sabotage your business. And 3 is the correct drive to motivate you to keep going when things get difficult so you don't give up. Because without knowing your true drive, it's very easy to just get lost in the details of the strategy and forget what is it you were doing, and then all this emotional processing takes over and now you're drowning in the fear and worry and stress instead of why you originally wanted to do it and what is the vision. Kind of like driving by trying to focus on your rearview mirror. That doesn't work. You have to drive by looking ahead. So that's why that 3rd component of the correct drive is super important. Okay, So if you know that you're like totally finally ready to figure out what is my strategy for my business, like I've been trying so many things, some of them are working, some are not. I'm having a business that's actually generate income, I'm having paying clients, but it doesn't feel all good. It kind of feels like I'm still trying to figure it out, and some things I'm doing are hard. So I'm ready to know what is the strategy that actually does work for me? Like, what is my correct soul aligned strategy for business, for marketing, for my offers? Like, what is it that sustainable for me? And if you're ready to become masterful internally about how to manage yourself when things are not going your way, so that you don't sabotage your process, but instead actually able to sustain yourself correctly. And if you're clear that unless you get this access to this internal drive that propels you forward, every time something isn't working, it's not going to work. So you like really want to know what this drive is for you and learn to sustain that in application to the business strategy that actually works for you, so that you can propel yourself forward and create that amazing, profitable, and sustainable business, then I definitely invite you to apply to work with me. The link is in the description of this video. This is how we can begin the process of helping you look at your business from a different viewpoint, not from how do I make it work, which is unfortunately how most people look at their business, but more from the standpoint of, okay, it's kind of working, but how do I make it feel right for me? How do I modify my strategy, my marketing, my voice, all of that, my presence in my business, how I handle clients, how I handle difficulties with my clients, how I interact with the world through my business in a way that is aligned with who I am, so that I actually feel good in my business. So this is literally what I specialize in. Like, I work with people who are conscious, very much self-aware coaches who are usually in a personal transformation niche somehow, and they have paid clients. They're generating 3,000, 5,000, sometimes 10,000 a month. But even though they are highly self-aware people, they don't have consistent result in their business. That consistent 10K does not happen. So what I help them with is to clearly identify the value of their intangible work, like things that are sort of happens in consciousness of their clients, how to speak about it correctly so that the person who's listening to you can understand, oh, that's what she is going to give me if I sign up to work with her. That then leads you to be aligned to your natural way. So that's part of what I specialize with. It's clarifying your message so that you are able to clearly say the value of your work and align you to your unique soul design so that you can create that consistent 10K and more, so that you can up level with ease, so that you can hit that flow and the correct drive within your being that actually works for your system, and that your business feels good, feels sustainable, that you internally trust that it's working because you know yourself, because you know you're utilizing correct strategy, because you know that the steps you are taking are the right steps for you. So this is definitely, if you know within your system that this is what we're missing, apply to work with me. The link is in description. It will take you to a questionnaire that once you fill it out, we will set up a free business soul strategy appointment. This is a free conversation, no obligation. We will look over your business. We would look at what's working, what's not working, and why, and what needs to happen in order to align you to your soul design that is more creates a capacity for you to get to where you're going, essentially, where you cannot get right now. Like, why is it so hard? So we can find out what that is, that you can start correcting it, and I will share with you how I can help in your specific situation and what is possible for your business to create to bring it to that next level. And I'm not a typical business coach, because besides being very grounded in practical business components, I'm also able to see timelines and possibilities because I'm clairvoyant. So I have both worlds. I bring this multidimensional, nonlinear perspective of creation from the quantum field into very practical business strategies, marketing strategies, and building your offers and sales and all of that. So we can look at your business from the standpoint of you in your business instead of like how to fix your business. That will then allow you to have that sustainable and profitable soul-aligned business that you so desire. Because it's time for you to really stand for that, like stand for, this is what I want. I have audacity in me to say that, hey, this is what I'm made for. But that also means that you have to actually stand up and do it, not just by all the willing to push and make it happen, but internally by owning it and by knowing how to handle difficult moments correctly. So definitely apply, and we'll have that conversation and we'll see what we can do for your business. My love to you.